My child, listen closely. I have been watching you wrestle in your spirit, questioning my silence and the stillness that surrounds you. You keep asking, Lord, why are you so quiet? Why do I feel you have turned away? But I have not left you. My silence is not absence. It is preparation. You are standing in the middle of a divine test, not a punishment, but a purification. I am not ignoring your prayers, I am refining your heart through them. There are moments when my voice seems distant, yet I am nearer than your very breath. I allow silence to fall, not to make you doubt, but to draw you closer. You see, my child, love that depends on constant proof is not yet mature. True love trusts even in the quiet. I am teaching you to know me not by sight or sound, but by spirit, to sense me even when heaven feels still. You've cried in the night, wondering if I still see you, if I still care. I have caught every tear before it touched the ground. I have walked beside you when you felt unseen. I have spoken into the depths of your soul even when your ears could not perceive it. My silence was the canvas upon which your faith would be painted. The one you love, the one whose absence aches like a wound, I see that too. You've asked me about them, pleaded for clarity, begged for signs. But I want you to understand something deeper. Sometimes I withhold an answer not because I do not care, but because I am protecting what you cannot yet see. You think I am taking something from you, but I am actually saving you from timing that isn't ready, from hearts that are still healing, from moments that could break you before they bless you. My silence toward you is a holy invitation. It is not the end of communication, it is the beginning of revelation. I am testing your connection, not to expose your weakness, but to strengthen your foundation. Can you still love me when you don't hear me? Can you still believe when nothing moves? Can you still trust when the heavens are quiet? That is when your faith becomes real. You are being shaped into someone who will walk by faith, not feelings. Feelings rise and fall like waves, but faith stands still even when the storm rages. I am teaching you to stand still and know that I am God, even when the winds of uncertainty roar. My silence is not rejection, it is strategy. There are things moving behind the veil that you cannot yet perceive. The silence you feel is the sound of me working in secret. Just because you don't hear the hammer doesn't mean the foundation isn't being laid. When you pray and hear nothing, know this: I am not ignoring you, I am orchestrating. Every delay, every pause, every unanswered question is part of a divine equation you will one day understand. You often wonder about him, the one your heart can't let go of. You ask me, Lord, if he loves me, why is everything so confusing? Why does he stay distant? Why does he seem lost? My child, hear me, he loves you, but I am testing both of your hearts. Love without spiritual alignment cannot last. You want a connection that feels deep, but I want a connection that is divine. You see only emotion, I see destiny. I am not testing your love for each other, I am testing your love for me within it. When I withhold communication between you and him, I am not trying to hurt you. I am trying to redirect you, so that you can learn to depend first on me, not on another human soul. Because if you cannot hear me in the quiet, you will never recognize my voice through the noise of the world. Do not think my silence means abandonment. Even my son, in his moment on the cross, cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Yet even then, I was with him. My silence is sacred. It means I am doing something eternal, something that words cannot yet describe. My beloved, you are being refined in the fire of silence. I am testing your patience, your faith, and your trust, not because I doubt you, but because I believe in who you are becoming. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. You are not being ignored, you are being invited into deeper intimacy with me. Stay still, stay faithful, stay close. The silence will not last forever. When the time comes, my voice will thunder again, and you will understand why I was quiet. You will see that every unanswered prayer was actually an answered purpose. You will realize that while you were crying, I was aligning. You've been afraid that maybe he stopped loving you, that maybe I took him away. But no, my child, I see both of your hearts. I know the love between you, but I also know what it must endure to become something holy. Sometimes love must be separated before it can be sanctified. I am not breaking you apart, I am rebuilding you on me. You think the connection is fading, but I am strengthening it through the unseen. You are learning to love without possession, to care without control, to pray instead of panic. You are learning that real connection is not measured by messages or moments, it is built in prayer, in surrender, in waiting. When you ask me why he doesn't call, why he feels distant, I whisper, because I am doing something in him too. You both are under my hand, molded in silence. If you rush it, you will ruin it. But if you trust me, you will see that the silence was sacred soil where your faith took root. My child, I have not forgotten your name, nor your prayers, nor the promises I made over your life. The silence is temporary, but the growth it brings is eternal. When you come out of this season, you will no longer chase for signs, because you will know my presence by heart. You will no longer fear distance, because you will recognize that I am the bridge between every soul that belongs together. Do not despise this quiet hour. Do not misinterpret my silence as disinterest. I am teaching you to hear me not in the thunder, but in the whisper. I am stripping away the noise so that when I finally speak again, you will know my voice beyond all doubt. I am proud of you, yes, even when you think you're failing. You are still standing, still believing, still hoping. That is faith. The silence has not crushed you, it has carved you. It has taught you to listen deeper, to feel me not in words but in presence. You are stronger now than when you first cried for me to speak. Hold on, my beloved. The silence is almost over. The breakthrough is closer than you think. When I speak again, it will not be whispers, it will be revelation. You will see why you had to wait, why I had to hold back, why he had to step away, and why your tears were never wasted. I am testing your connection because I am preparing you for divine communication, not only with him, but with me. What I am building cannot be shaken. What I am aligning cannot be broken. Trust me when I say, this silence is the sacred proof that I am near. You ask me, Lord, what are you trying to show me in all this silence? And I say to you, I am showing you you. I am showing you who you become when the noise fades, when the people go quiet, when the world stops applauding. It is in the stillness that you finally see the reflection of your true self, the version of you that faith built and fear cannot destroy. You have depended on voices, signs, confirmations, but now I am pulling you into a higher way of knowing, into spirit. When you stop hearing me outwardly, that is when I begin to speak inwardly. You must learn to find me there, not in the thunder, not in the whirlwind, but in that deep place of quiet where your heart finally stops running. Many cry out for my presence, yet few are willing to stand still long enough to recognize it. You want my answer, but I want your attention. You want quick resolution, but I want eternal relationship. The silence is where I reclaim your heart from distractions that disguise themselves as devotion. The man you think of, the one whose heart you keep bringing to me, he too is in my process. I am not blind to your love for him, nor to his confusion. He feels me tugging on him, but he resists because he is still learning how to surrender. Do not chase him, pray for him. Do not try to fix him, trust me to form him. The connection you have is not an accident, but it is being tested to reveal what is true. Sometimes I keep two hearts apart not to separate them, but to teach them what love really is. If I gave him to you now, before I finished the work in both of you, you would mistake comfort for calling. But I am not raising you to settle for emotional familiarity, I am preparing you for spiritual partnership. Love that comes from me must first be purified through waiting. My child, I know the ache of unanswered prayer. I know the nights you call my name and hear nothing. I see you clutching your chest, wondering if I still remember your desires. I do. Every whisper, every tear, every question has been written in my book. Nothing is lost with me. Even your silence is speaking to me louder than words ever could. Do not despise this waiting. The silence is where trust grows deep roots. You cannot rush roots, because roots unseen decide how high the tree will rise. I am making you steady, grounded, unshakable, because the destiny I am birthing in you requires spiritual depth. You asked me to use you, to bless you, to bring meaning from your pain. This is how it begins, not in noise, but in stillness. You see, I am not a god of chaos. I move in rhythm. Even creation had a pause, a seventh day of rest. If I rested, should not you also learn to? The silence you fear is not abandonment, it is rest. I am resting in your heart, reshaping your desires, and teaching you the art of trust without evidence. When I test your connection, I am not measuring how loud you pray, I am measuring how deeply you believe. Can you stay faithful when nothing changes? Can you keep walking when the path disappears? This is faith, my child, believing in the unseen, trusting that I am who I say I am even when I seem still. The love you carry for him is not wasted. But I want you to see that love was meant to awaken something in you, not consume you, not define you, but awaken the capacity of your heart to reflect mine. You are learning how to love like I do, patiently, selflessly, beyond control. You will see him again, but not as before. The next time your paths cross, you will not be seeking comfort, you will be carrying light. You will speak differently, stand differently, love differently, because the silence has changed you. It is rewriting the way you love. I know you long for signs, for words, for direction. But hear me, you already have everything you need for the next step. I have placed my spirit within you. You don't need to chase prophetic voices to hear me, I am right here. Every breath you take is proof of my nearness. The enemy wants you to believe that my silence means you've lost my favor. That is a lie. My silence is proof that you are trusted with depth. Babies cry and are answered quickly. Mature souls are trusted to wait. You are maturing, and that means I am teaching you to walk without constant reassurance. My beloved, you are not failing. You are evolving. You are learning how to feel me without touch, hear me without sound, trust me without sight. This is divine intimacy. This is what it means to walk with God. Soon, my child, the silence will shift. A door will open where there was none. A message will come at the exact moment you stop expecting it. You will recognize it as my timing because it will bring peace, not confusion. What I send is never rushed, never forced, it simply flows, and when it arrives, you will know. Until then, remain still. I am aligning hearts, healing wounds, softening pride. I am protecting both of you from making choices that would wound what I am trying to build. My silence is the sound of construction in heaven. So, do not fear this quiet. Stay in it. Listen deeper. When you hear nothing, let that be your cue to worship. Worship shifts the air around you, it turns silence into sanctuary. When you sing in the stillness, heaven stands still to listen. You may not hear me, but I hear every note of your faith. When I finally speak again, it will not be to explain but to reveal. You will see how every delay fit perfectly into destiny. You will thank me for the prayers I didn't answer, because you will realize they would have broken you. You will weep, not from pain, but from understanding. You are almost through this test, my child. Keep your eyes on me. Do not let loneliness convince you that love is gone. I am love. As long as I am with you, love has never left. You will feel it again, not as desperation, but as peace. Stay steady, stay soft. I am not finished with your story. The silence is not the end, it is the pause before the promise. My child, I know you are tired. You have waited, prayed, hoped, cried, and yet it feels as if nothing has shifted. You wonder if I hear you at all, or if your faith is fading into an empty sky. But listen closely, for this is the truth I want you to hold in your spirit. I have never been silent out of neglect. I have been silent out of love. When you asked me for clarity, I gave you quiet so that you would search for me instead of signs. When you begged me for a word, I gave you peace that your mind could not explain. When you looked for proof in another person's heart, I turned your gaze back to mine. I was not withholding answers to punish you, I was cultivating a deeper connection between us, one that no human silence could break. You have been in a sacred classroom, learning how to breathe through uncertainty. I have been teaching you the sound of your own soul, because when you can recognize that sound, you will know my voice. My silence was your training ground. I was teaching you how to listen beyond words, how to sense beyond emotion, how to love without possession. I watched you question whether you were worthy of love. I saw you look at yourself through the mirror of rejection and think, maybe I am too much, or not enough, but I tell you, my beloved, you are exactly as I created you to be, whole, chosen, radiant with purpose. My silence was not a reflection of your worth, it was a reminder of your strength. The one you love, yes, I see him. I know the nights you replay conversations, the moments you wonder if he still thinks of you. He does. But more than that, I am working on his spirit. The silence between you is not death, it is distance designed for development. He must find me the way you are finding me, in stillness, not in noise. I am rebuilding both of you in secret. And when I bring you together again, if it is part of my design, it will be on holy ground, not broken emotion. You will not chase him, and he will not run, both of you will walk toward each other because you will both be walking toward me. My child, there are moments coming soon when you will look back on this season and see it as sacred. You will remember the loneliness and realize it was where I sat beside you. You will recall the nights of silence and know that I was whispering truth into your spirit. You will remember the ache of uncertainty and see how it pushed you closer to me than you had ever been before. You often pray for me to speak loudly, but sometimes my softest whisper carries the deepest revelation. When you stop striving to hear me, you begin to feel me. That feeling, that quiet assurance that you are loved, safe, and seen, that is my voice. You do not need thunder to know I am near, you only need stillness to feel my hand. I am testing your connection, yes, but not to break it. I am proving that nothing, no silence, no distance, no confusion, can separate you from my love. The test is not for me to see if you love me, I already know that you do. The test is for you to see that your faith is real, that it survives the silence. The moment will come when the quiet will end. You will wake up one morning and feel something shift in the atmosphere. The weight that once sat on your chest will lift. The confusion that clouded your prayers will clear. And you will realize that the silence was never empty, it was filled with purpose. The answers will unfold gently. A message, a meeting, a moment of peace, they will not feel dramatic, but they will feel right. You will sense me in them. That is how you will know it is time. But before that happens, I want you to remember this, I am your first love. Every human connection must flow through me to remain pure. When I test your connection, I am drawing you back into alignment, not taking away love, but anchoring it in me. When love is rooted in my presence, it cannot wither, even when seasons change. You will learn to thank me for the silence, because you will see what it built inside you. It taught you patience that no sermon could teach, faith that no miracle could replace, and love that no rejection could erase. You are not who you were when this began. You are stronger, softer, wiser, and more like me. So, my beloved, do not fear what comes next. The silence is breaking. The dawn is near. Every tear has watered a promise. Every prayer has shaped your path. Every quiet moment has become holy ground. Lift your eyes. The test is ending. You have passed it, not because you never doubted, but because you never stopped believing even through the doubt. You stayed, you trusted, you waited. And now, I will show you that every second of silence was a seed of glory. The love you prayed for, whether with him or through another purpose, will manifest in my timing. You will feel peace first, then clarity, then movement. When that moment arrives, you will not question if it is from me, your spirit will simply know. You will no longer ask, Lord, why were you silent? Instead, you will whisper, thank you for teaching me how to hear you in every way. And I will smile upon you and say, my child, you never walked alone. I was in the silence all along, Now go in peace. Keep your heart open, your faith steady, and your ears tuned to my still, small voice. The silence was not punishment, it was preparation. You are ready now. The connection between us is stronger than ever. I love you endlessly. My silence was never distance, it was the space where your spirit learned to hear me completely.